This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
I'm going to first go a little different direction and congratulate Coach Freeze, his staff, and those players. My heart breaks for them that they don't get to play in arguably what could have been the biggest game in our school's history in terms of exposure and significance. I know what it's like to have your season come to an abrupt end, and although we hope and pray for a bowl game, their accomplishments is no small thing, especially as quickly as they turned it. And I also want to applaud Ian McCall. I read what he said to the what the BYU AD Tom Holmes said about him and the way our university was represented, and for all the negativity that comes our way in terms of media, and I'm not indicting anyone, or people are so quick to talk about the negative. The class in which Ian exuded and the way he represented our university was certainly championship level in terms of our mission and glorifying God. So I'd start with that. About the game, I knew going in this was going to be difficult, having played 4 high majors, and when you play a team that is maybe not as well known or well recognized, who's tremendously well coached, I thought it would be hard for us. And Drake Jobs' half-court shot that we drew up and we work on every day. If you guys want to write that, I'm just kidding. It actually allowed us to take a little bit of breath, and I thought we looked much more like ourselves in the second half. No, we didn't have a Snickers. We just looked a lot like ourselves the second half.
Questions?
Richie, when you're in the first half, what did you see in the ability to break down their defense and start getting much more better room and rhythm looks from three-point range, and that seemed to open things up there in the second half?
Yeah, I don't know. 16 assists tonight? Is that what we had? I thought we got some open looks early and we just missed them. This is a very unselfish team, but when you play in our offense, sometimes there's a propensity to settle for too early and too average. When we don't do that, we usually are going to get a pretty good look. And so I thought we were a little rushed. Again, it's natural. It's a fabulous arena. We've waited to play in it. We finally get to play in front of our fans. It's our home court, and I thought there'd be a little bit of nerves and anxiousness, and I think once we settled down, we were a little bit more patient, and I think that's what led to better shot attempts.
Coach Keegan McDowell, 21 points. We know his story about transferring, then deciding to come back. It seems like his game was really taking a next level. You see him more than just a spot up 3-point shooter. Could you just speak to his continued development and how much that helps your team this season?
Yeah, he's really been tremendous for us on the court, but even better off the court. And I just think his character, his leadership, has knitted our team in a more expedient fashion. His game had improved last year. We just didn't get to see it because he didn't have a jersey on. And when we recruited he and Cup, they were in the same class. We thought those two guys could be foundational pieces to our program, and I'm happy for him. He deserves some success because I think he's made sacrifices that are uncommon for his age group.
Coach, you look at the defense, and this defense is based on trust, communication, confidence in one another. And in this 5 games, where have you seen the defense take the biggest strides to the point where you guys are playing significantly better in the second half tonight against St. Francis and making them have to earn all their points?
Yeah, Dame, it's all those things, but it's also reps. And I think I got to do a better job of more quality reps because we weren't ourselves again early. And I understand it more so from the new guys than I do the returners because, as I've said all along, because of my experience at UVA, the longer you are in the system, the better you get defensively. Chris Parker, who you're going to interview next, he's been surprisingly a quick study, and I'm not surprised because of his basketball acumen, but I think his ability to grasp this because he's such a tough matchup offensively accelerates our growth, if you will. So again, I think we're a work in progress, and I'm anxious to get to practice. But again, we play Saturday, and then obviously got Missouri next week. So we've got some things to improve upon before we continue to climb this mountain.
2 more.
Coach, you had 9 players, the first 9 that played considerable minutes, all scored, and it seems like this time we talked about last year how consistent, balanced scoring your team is. Is that something you recruit towards, or that's just your game plan? How did that come to be most nights?
Yeah, John, I think it's a really good question, maybe more of an observation. One of the things that we really believe in is, recruiting the fit, and in our program, that sacrifice, that trust, those characteristics are paramount in order to grow and go where we want to arrive. And I think a lot of it is just in the people that we recruit and the upbringing that they've had and the kind of teammates they are.
Coach, Jonathan Jackson hasn't played yet this year. You mentioned preseason that he was dealing with a bit of an injury. What's his status, and is he close to getting out there and filling out your rotation?
He won't play Saturday. His status is day to day. The only thing keeping him off the court is his condition, and it's not COVID related. He was in our top 7 before we found this out. So it could be a week, it could be 2. It may not be until after Christmas. We don't know. But as soon as he gets cleared, he'll be back on the floor.